Hello everybody and welcome to the Daily Splatt. Today is episode 6 in our series of 20 reviewing the 2011-2012 English Premier League season. Today, Everton. Now with Everton, I kind of feel you could make the same review from any of the previous 5 or 6 years and just copy and paste it into this one. It runs something like this. Ooh, Everton started the season badly. Why doesn't David Moyes have more money? Bill Kenwright should give him more money. Maybe they should share a stadium with Liverpool. Oh, Christmas. They've started to turn it round. What's that? David Moyes has made a clever signing or two in the January transfer window. Oh, look, they've had a brilliant finish to the season. Look, they've beat insert big team name A here. And they also got a great result against insert big team name B here. And they end up finishing 6th or 7th. In this season's case, 7th, which pretty impressive. No, it's not actually. End the run there. It's the same thing every year, and to be honest, I'm surprised Everton fans aren't getting a little bit sick of it. To be honest, when I say sick of it, I mean they shouldn't be. We need a new manager and end up doing a Charlton where they get rid of the manager that kept them going and end up getting relegated. But there is a certain history repeats itself about Everton. You could argue they are the most consistent side in the Premier League and that this seems to happen every year. So what was different about this year for Everton? Well, they had a good cup run. That's different from every couple of years. I mean, I know they reached the FA Cup final in 2009 and they reached the... was it 2009? Oh, it was 2010. One of those years. Sorry, it's completely escaped me just then. Anyway, they got beat by Chelsea in the final, so the importance is sort of not there. It was 2009, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, anyway, this year they made it to the semi-finals where they were beaten by Liverpool. Indeed, they were beaten by Liverpool in all 3 games they played against them this year, so that will be disappointing for them. But unusually, they did finish above Liverpool this season, and it's only the second time it's happened in the last 10 years or so, so they'll be very happy with that. Of course, this is largely down to Liverpool being pretty awful, to be honest, as opposed to Everton being absolutely fantastic. But there were good moments for Everton this season. Obviously, it was David Moyes' 10th year in charge of the Toffees, and it has been a very good 10 years for Everton. Yes, they haven't won anything, and critics of David Moyes will say, well, he should have won a trophy by now. I mean, he has gotten quite far in some cups, into a cup final, and they did want to qualify for the Champions League, or at least for the qualifiers, and sadly they didn't make it through. But, you do have to be careful what you wish for. If you get rid of David Moyes and bring in somebody else who can't manage the finances or spot the talent as well, and they get, messed up. Like I said earlier, about Charlton with Alan Kirbishley. Everton need money. It's that simple. They, more than most other teams, sort of need that rich sugar daddy like Manchester City had. In fact, to be honest, they probably don't even need that. They just need an investor with some money. Something that will allow Bill Kenwright to sell the club, and so they can actually go out and attract players and just move up the parapet a bit. Do what Tottenham have done over the last few years and just sort of be able to make those extra couple of signings, spend those extra couple of £1 million on the players that they need, and attract other players to their club type thing. I do like Everton. They're one of the teams that I do enjoy watching. They are very hard-working, they're passionate, and this year, some great new additions in the January transfer window. Of course, Nikita Jelavic. Turns out that Everton, they've been after that one player that was a goal scorer. They hoped Louis Saha would do it, and he didn't. They hoped Yakubu would do it, and he couldn't do it until he went to Blackburn. Sahar's gone, he went mid-season to Tottenham, but they bring in Jelavic, and wowzers, he really, really took to the Premier League. He took to it like a duck to water. He's somewhat overshadowed by the incredible exploits of Papa Demba Cisse, who of course just was scoring goals from impossible angles and was generally amazing. Nikita Jelavic was similarly very good. I think was slightly overshadowed by the whole Newcastle bandwagon. Of course, Newcastle ending up finishing 5th. It was a fairly big story. Sorry. Yes, no, they did finish 5th. Sorry. Anyway, so Everton was sort of slightly overlooked, and it was sort of the same old story in a way. Of course, bringing Stephen Pienaar from Tottenham back on loan, it turns out that he's just a perfect fit for Everton. They'll be trying to keep him permanently now, which would be fantastic for them if they could manage that. And I actually think Darren Gibson, who left Manchester United in the middle of the season, in the January transfer window, I think he does offer them a decent, combative Premier League quality midfielder. He's not going to set the Premier League on fire, but like he proved against Manchester City back in January or early February, he is capable of banging a match winner in a close game. I think he is some good quality to have in there, along with the rest of the Manchester United alumni currently at the club. Phil Neville, Tim Howard, those sorts of players. So Everton, they've done pretty well. They've pretty much done the same again, as they always do. And I think you just have to give them C+, B-, something like that. I think maybe just because they're good run in the Cup as well, and also they were involved in what was arguably one of the best games of the Premier League season, the 4-4 draw with Manchester United at Old Trafford. Absolutely tremendous game, and even as very much a non-neutral, I can still say it was one of the most exciting games I watched, and I can acknowledge that, even though it meant that United didn't get the result that they needed, it was still a cracking game. There is some real promise for Everton next season. If only they could start a season well, that's just what they need. They could really push on and just push into those top 4 places. But there you go, Everton. Same as always, I'm going to give them a B- for their season score, which is slightly better than usual. They're doing well. They're just continuing to exist, and David Moyes obviously still managing there. If he could just get some funds, just an extra couple, £1 million to spend, then I think Everton could, be a serious contender for more domestic honours. But they'll just have to wait and see. Okay then, that is all for today. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Fulham. Fulham are next alphabetically. Yes, and that's who we'll be looking at. We'll be seeing how Martin Jol's first season in charge at Craven Cottage went. Okay, that is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.